What a good weekend. We got a lot of stuff to talk about between the Astros, and the Astros deserve the lead, winning 2 out of 3 in Yankee Stadium. Who's their daddy? Man, Altuve again homers in the first inning and gives the Astros the lead after the Boo Birds come raining down on him. It just is, he's amazing. He goes to Yankee Stadium and he just loves it. He just loves it. And I love that Yankee fans are so frustrated with Jose Altuve and just so stupid to keep on booing him. Him and Dodger fans, they don't learn. They just don't get it. Don't antagonize that man. That man will destroy your life. And he did it again Friday and then yesterday. And in his first at bat, he homers in Yankee Stadium, and then in his first at bat yesterday again. Holy crap! How good is that? And the Astros are home. Carlos Correa's debut in Daikin Park as an Astro again, and what boy, talk about dude coming through since he's been an Astro. You know, I was a little bit worried. I hope Carlos does well. If he doesn't do well, man, it sure would be nice if he started at Daikin. So, you know, like Clyde Drexler walked in '95 and the place just went nuts. You know, well, the place is going to go nuts because Carlos, what a road trip he had for this team. Holy crap. He just is hitting another homer yesterday. He is on fire and just looking great at the plate. And what an acquisition. You got him and Bregman coming back for the first time. Well, Bregman coming back for his first time. Carlos has been there, but the first time as an Astro again. So that's going to be a fun night tonight. I would imagine they've sold more tickets to welcome Carlos back tonight at Daikin Park. Great weekend. I'll tell you this, though, Lance. I'm done with Brian King in big situations.
Yeah, the tale of Brian King has been much different. The beginning of the season,
was so good.
First half of the season and second half of the season, just completely different. And he's getting to the point where you kind of have to start believing what he's telling you. And we got lots to talk about, a lot to get through. So Brian King will be one of the things. I mean, you got so many arms coming back now that I think you can potentially manage to get away from him. It is, yeah, he is not the same pitcher that you saw early on. He's more, this is the pitcher you see where he's more consistently having issues. Carlos Correa, he didn't have a hit in his first game with the Astros. He was 0 for 4. He's had a hit in every game since then. And not just a hit, he's had multiple hit games every single time out other than twice when he had single hits. He was 0 for 4, then he had 2 hits, 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits. He's hitting well over 400 since joining the Astros. Carlos has been everything you wanted. 4 straight games with an RBI, 6 of the last 7 games with an RBI. And then you mentioned Jose Altuve. I mean, Jose Altuve, consecutive days with home runs. And you know that in Yankee Stadium, there's a lot of fans saying shut up to other fans. I've seen it online. Like, yeah. Yankee fans want other Yankee fans to shut up. And I will say, I don't know that there's booing. I don't know that it's as lustful as it once was. I don't know if there's as many F. Altuves. I think there's a lot of Yankees fans who now realize we got to really be quiet. Because at this point, Jose Altuve is 100% at least what what Albert Pujols was to us, and I think it's even worse. It's more like Steph Curry now. Altuve's the Steph. He is what to Yankees what Steph Curry is to the Rockets.
Yeah,
where you just know it's just probably going to end badly for you with this guy.
And going into this weekend, it was Astros-Yankees in the postseason. So we'll see. Although that postseason is starting to look a little hairy now with Seattle playing the way that they are, just a half game back now. You had to win yesterday because Seattle continues to win.
It's crazy. How are you just won 2 or 3 from the Yankees. How are you barely ahead of them?
And lost the game in the process.
Yeah.
You won 2 of the 3 from the Yankees and lost the game. Well, this is a tough stretch for the Astros with the this stretch that they're on right now, they've had it pretty easy, and unfortunately, they don't take care of it. They don't take advantage of the easy games.
I know.
They lose to those teams. They struggle against the bad teams and play great against the good teams. It's amazing. Worried about Fromber. He doesn't. His last couple of outings, Hunter had a blip where he had a couple of games where he wasn't very good, and he got it back on Friday night, and he looked really, really good, and the Astros took care of that business. Fromber's in the middle of that. He might be, a dog day kind of thing where he's just not that same guy. 5 2/3. He gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 strikeout, and 4 walks.
Mm-hmm. That's extremely rare.
That's not what we're looking for. That's not our Fromber.
No, and it's just 2 games in a row. But
Yep.
that's what Hunter had.
Hunter had the same thing.
It was fine other than that, but these last 2 have been, 11 2/3, 15 hits, 9 earned runs. No home runs either. So it's not like he's getting beat by, in the past we've seen Fromber beaten by walks and in home runs where he ends up giving up a 3 spot here, a 3-run home run because he's, walked and tried to get too fine with some of his pitches, didn't want to give in to a hitter and ended up walking guys, and he gets hurt by a 3-run homer. It doesn't happen a lot where he gives up 3-run homers, but he's not even giving up a home run the last 2 outings. They're just hitting him. They're hitting him, and he's got 5 walks to the 4 strikeouts, as you mentioned. I mean, previously in July, he had 4 starts in July. Strikeout numbers are 7. 10, 4, 12. So far, he's got 3 and 1 strikeout in his games in August. So, yeah, he may be fatiguing a little bit. You never know.
If the playoffs started today, Jason Alexander's your game 1 starter.
I'm gonna tell you what now. Jason Alexander's stuff is good.
Yeah.
This isn't just a Brian King situation where, man, I'm trying to figure out how Brian King's getting all these guys out early in the season. Jason Alexander's sinker and off-speed pitch his changeup is good. He was dumping them in the bottom of the zone. Now, the umpiring was really beneficial to the Astros yesterday. Holy crap!
Got that low strike.
And then what about the one where it should have been strike 3?
Oh,
or ball. It should have been ball 4.
Cam Smith.
No, it should have been strike 3 on Cam. Yeah. And then he ends up sticking one down the line, and I'm like, ooh, we got 2 lucky ones there.
I thank you for that.
Yeah. So
thank you for that.
But I thought Jason Alexander was. Man, he just was dropping the bottom out of everything yesterday. Everything. It was perfect. He looked really good. Like maybe needs to be fighting for a 5th starter role. Even when he's basically out of luck now because Christian Javier is back today. Spencer Getty. So we're going to have Javier and Hunter Brown and Eric Getty are going to be your 3 guys going this for the next 3. So, I mean, you can't be more excited. Well, you can be that if Christian Javier comes out and has a good performance. Luis Garcia's right around the corner. Do the math on this. There's no room for McCullers when he gets back, if he ever comes back. Jason Alexander, Blue Ball threw 6 innings of shutout ball yesterday in Sugarland. They got to really take a big look at this, John, and forget what you already know. If Blue Ball needs to be up with the big squad as the season rolls on, bring his ass up and let him get some of those, 2-inning appearances. If Jason Alexander's stuff is as good as it was yesterday, then he needs to be getting some, they need to be considering him in the bullpen some. And we don't even know. We got to see how Eric Getty does. We got to see how Christian Javier does. It's no lock that they come in and pitch lights out. It is going to be a tough call, though, because if they're not doing good, John, do you pull the plug on them for the year? I feel like the Astros are like ride or die with these guys.
So Jason Alexander has had 10 outings with the Astros this year. In 2, he's given up 23 earned runs. In 2 of them, he gave up 14.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Dodgers, he gave up 9, and against the Athletics, he gave up 5.
He's been lights out. Other than that,
he's been incredibly good.
The movement, I'm telling you, his stuff is major league stuff. It looks like, at least where he was, his placement over the last 3 have been really good.
Yeah. I mean, you take those 2 out, not that you can because they happen, but boy, I don't know. He's like the JP France. You're like, where did this come from? And by the way, J.P. Francis looking good too on his rehabs. So this is another guy that's coming up. Listen, you cannot come back. No one has ever come back from a blister. So it's impossible. I mean, that's like a 1.5 or 2 year thing if you get a blister. You're not going to be able to come back.
That's
so
tough action, yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about Lance McCullers. So because that just is impossible to come back from. No, this is fun. It's just so funny how good they are against good teams and how crappy they are against bad teams. Well, the Red Sox are playing great. They're just 4 games back in the East while Toronto's on fire. We got the best race, though. We got the best race in baseball with Seattle just a half game behind the Astros.
I don't love that, though. I don't want to have the best race.
No, I don't either. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun down the stretch. The Astros are going to be a postseason team. They're back to 14 games over 500. Their high water mark was 20, and then they just fell apart. But they're back to 14 games over 500. And now, and they got a good team coming in here, and then the Orioles are a good team. So we got some good baseball coming your way. And with the return of Christian Javier tonight, I don't know what to expect. Just like I didn't know what to expect the other night with Arrighetti. I'm not sure that Christian Javier is ready for this. The last time we saw Christian Javier, he was really bad, and then we found out how bad it was with his arm. So I don't know what to expect. Again, we're not going to judge it off of one start. I hope that he has command. We saw Arrighetti didn't have command. He just didn't have his command of his pitches. So we'll find out whether or not.
Arrighetti's not coming off an arm thing. He's coming off an inactivity thing.
Yeah, this would have been, if not for, they had an opener last week, so instead of doing an opener, do Christian Javier, see if he can give you 3-4 innings of, and throw 60 to 70 pitches and then pull him out of there. It's much better than having Sousa or whomever or Brian King start a game. Let's see what he gets, what he does, because you're going to need Christian Javier down the stretch. But, man, oh, man, we got to give big ups to Jason Alexander because what he did yesterday is just fantastic.
Especially with the injuries that you've had to the make good pitchers and some of the guys who have had to, who have kind of, Colton Gordon just wasn't getting it done. You've had Jason Alexander was one of those guys kind of needed. I'm looking at expected win-loss totals right now. The Astros are literally on their expected, based on how they've played, based on every factor, their expected win-loss record this year is 66-52, and that's what they are. So they're playing to it. Like, the Mariners are 66-53. Their expected win-loss is 64-55. So they've got more wins than they were expected to relative to the level of play. Same thing for Toronto Blue Jays. Expected win 64, but they've got 69. But you look in terms of the Astros and the playoffs, it's still relatively comfortable. It's still relatively comfortable for the Astros to make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs. But I will say, you can't afford to have one of these stretches where all of a sudden you can't beat anyone at home and stuff like that, because it's not, you're sitting okay right now, but it's not like you don't have a clear-cut, easy pathway to the playoffs. You know what I mean, John? Once you're out of there and you're starting to deal with, the Yankees aren't playing well, obviously. The Red Sox are playing pretty well, but this is a big series against the Red Sox. Mm-hmm. You don't want, because you're trying to hold ground on Seattle, but you're also holding ground theoretically on one of those, on one of those wild card teams in the Red Sox. So a strong series here, and you're feeling pretty good moving forward. A bad series here, and you got some real questions developing.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got to, you've had a lead for so long with the line. Now you got your lineup coming back, looking great. You've got your rotation coming back, and now you're going to give up the lead when you had all of those guys, the Walters and the Gordons and the Gustos and that's when you built your biggest lead. And now that you got your guys back, this is where you're supposed to make hay. So time to make hay.